Hi, Jan. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you feeling?
Well, you're welcome. I'm good, thank you. Feeling good.
Is it warm enough for you?
It's lovely. It says moving.
Lovely.
It says moving to Tenerife. It's 27.
So, Jan,
It's 27 degrees over here today.
is it? You see, I prefer the winter. I'm more of a winter baby, me. I'm a
No,
ginner as well, so I can't be coping with the heat.
it's easy to cool down, but it's hard to get warm.
Well, well, I prefer it the other way. Anyway, so um, we have spoken before, and you do quite a lot of the fairs that I run, and you do a lot of different fairs. But when we speak to you, you wouldn't describe yourself as a medium as such. How would you describe how you work?
Well, it's morphed from being what I thought was psychic to doing a bit of medium work because I went to circles to learn mediumship early on. And then I went to a group in St. Helens by a girl called Jill Wilkinson, and she did a psychic development group. And I learned a lot there. I learned there was more to being gifted than being a medium. So I was learning medium stuff as well. And it started off with me having a double-sized post-it note, and I used to get one word and two words and three words, and I'd give them in the circle, and it went to I'd have like 3 or 4 pages full, and then one girl made me stand up in the middle, and then I got a sentence, and then I got two sentences, and I actually gave a reading, and I used to go to circle and give readings, and that developed for a couple of years, but I've been led away from it, and I found out I was a shaman. And I've got
Mm,
a girl over here called Nix, who's really, really good. She can talk to your doorkeeper. Everybody's got a doorkeeper, and your doorkeeper is the key to the higher realms. And I found out who mine was, and I asked her to give me a reading because I've got a website that I haven't set up yet, and I wanted to know. I got it set up with my name, and I'm putting healer, and it doesn't look right. So I put shaman, and it doesn't look right. I've tried all sorts of things and they won't let me put something down. So this girl gave me a reading and I said, what do I put on my website? And she said, I'm a Sama Atti Shaman. That's Sama hyphen ATI. Now, a Sama Atti means that you work through vibration and sound. So
right.
when somebody talks to me and they're obviously in need of healing by the question, my higher self contacts their higher self, and I get all I need to help them in that situation. So actually, on my website, when it's up and running, it's going to have Sama Atti Shaman, Esoterical Guide, and Healer. Now, the Esoterical Guide bit is when you ask me a question, I can answer it. And I haven't got the knowledge to answer it. It's spirit
Mm,
talking through me. Because a lot of people come to me and ask me, if you send me a random question, I can just pick me, I've no idea what I'm writing. I can just pick my phone up and my phone will start writing. And I'll read it when I've finished it, and that's your answer.
mm.
So
That's
that
interesting.
guide, the esoterical means it's not from this plane.
Yeah.
So it's coming from spirit, but I don't know where it's coming from. I get two words in my head, speak and write. So I sat in the car this morning. I'm thinking, what's this podcast going to be about? And I got right in my head. And they gave me a page and a half of stuff that we'd like to talk about this. So, and this is all about connection to spirit, which is
Mm.
what I've been working on. I went through the medium stuff, and then I did emotion code and body code.
Well, have you done emotion coding?
It's with the muscle testing. So you put your arm out and you press your arm for yes and no. But partway through that, I realised that it wasn't your body talking. It
Mm.
was spirit talking through your body. So I'm sat there. Is Elvis dead? Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Did he die in the toilet? Yeah. And I'm asking all sorts of questions. And it progressed from there to not using the arm and getting me intuition and just asking spirit in my head, which is the clairaudience. So things seem to progress and progress. But I've been led back to a medium circle. because rather than me talk to spirit and spirit talk to me, that's one particular frequency that's happening.
Mm.
They want me to use different frequencies. So I've got a crystal ball. They want me to start looking into a crystal ball. I'm going to a medium circle. So they want me to go back into medium because again, it's widening your channel to spirit.
Yeah.
And I'm learning tarot. I decided I'm going to make myself a set of tarot cards. I'm going to design them and then sell them. When I found out who my doorkeeper was, because my doorkeeper is a North American Indian caveman.
Right. Okay.
And he can't talk. So she said to me, this girl, you need to learn how to communicate with him. So I can ask him to come close to me, and he comes behind me, and he actually overshadows me at times, and I can feel his presence, and I'm drawing pictures that are like cave paintings, and that's something to do with my role as to why I'm here. And he's giving me words now. So, for example, I was sat in my grandson's garage, looking out the doors, and there was a row of cars, some trees, and there was a telegraph pole sticking up. I'm staring at this telegraph pole, and all I got in my head was tree, tree, and he was telling me it was a tree, but it was a telegraph pole. So he's learning to communicate with me, and I'm learning to communicate with him. So it's all about communicating with spirit. How you do it is different for everybody.
Definitely is. I find that definitely.
What I've also got, but not an issue with, what I can't seem to get across to people is people who've been a medium for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean they're not progressing? Or does that
Yeah.
they're happy in their comfort zone? Because to grow, you've got to get pushed out your comfort zone.
Mm.
Are people happy being a medium? Are people happy doing emotion codes for 20 years? Are they not developed? Is spirit not screaming at them to say, listen to us, like the message you gave me before we started? I've got 4 guides at the moment. They've changed over the last week or two. I didn't know who 2 of them was until you mentioned it. And you said this guy wants to work with me. That's fair enough. I'm open to it like that. But when you tell some people, have you tried this? They get the backup and they're happy where they are.
People get comfortable, don't they?
Yeah.
But I think that's true in any line of work. People get comfortable with, well, I know I can deliver this and I know I can deliver that. But I've just had this conversation with a guy I read for the other day. And the thing is that I always want more. I always want to push. I always want to, I always want to see what's next.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you're going to be comfortable, I think that's fine. If people are comfortable where they are, that's fine. But I always need to know, but what's happening after that? What are we going to do after that? Where are we going to go?
Well, I posted a video on my page. I think it's May the 21st, and it's a video about what's happening now,
Mm,
and it's all about progression and connection.
yeah,
We can't comprehend what's going to come,
no,
and if you think what's going to come, if you're trying to think what's going to come and plan what's going to come, you're wasting your energy because you've got to stay in the present. So if you think what you're doing now and what you did 6 months ago, it's totally different.
mm,
So what I was doing 6 months ago was nothing to do with what I'm doing now.
no,
I started my development group, and it was all the fluffy stuff that I call it: tarot, medium reading, doing meditations, talking to the Arcturians, and just the regular stuff with a bit of extension. But now the group's changed so much. We're doing nothing like what we did then. We're
mm,
talking to doorkeepers. And we're opening holes in the ground and letting Kundalini out, and we're letting beings out. And on Wednesday, when I go back Wednesday, we're opening a hole in the sky, and we don't know what's going to happen. But I'm not worried about it. I'm not sat here thinking who's going to come through that, what's going to come through that hole in the sky. It's about trust.
mm,
You've just got to not worry about the future because technically it doesn't exist.
yeah, no, that's
Because
true.
all you've got is 2 things. You've got the breath you're taking now, because the one you've just taken's gone, and you don't know if you're going to get another one, and you've got hope. So you've just got the breath you're taking and hope, and that breath is the present moment, and your breath is your connection to God and spirit.
When you talk about God, do you mean God as in source energy, that sort of God, or do you mean God as in what is depicted in like the Bible and that sort of thing?
No, to me, God is the God consciousness.
Yeah.
Every
Okay, good.
so you've got your nan and your gran and your uncle in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You've got higher spirits such as ascended masters, angels, archangels. You've got all the gods, all the Greek gods, the Viking gods. You've got all the, but then you've got at the top of the chains God, which is the overall God consciousness.
Mm.
It's all a frequency.
Yeah.
When I say God, I mean everything that is,
Yeah.
everything that's around. It's not one particular guy sat in a chair overseeing everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amalgamation of the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Ascended Masters, the angels, Yunnan, everything. But when you mention God, people are a bit wary. They think, "Oh, hang on,
That's it.
is he a Bible basher?" But what's happened with religion is they've hijacked the word God, and they because we're all God's children.
Yeah.
Now, what they say in a lot of churches, they want the poor people to pay towards the roof when the Pope sat there and he's got £40 million of gold on him. And if you don't do that, God will have his wrath on you. So why has God got a wrath for his own children?
I
It,
couldn't agree with you more, Jan. Could not agree. I was brought up in a Catholic school. It is not for me.
I'm trying not to offend religious people,
Oh,
but I'm trying.
people will believe what they want to believe, and that's entirely up to them. That's not, people won't believe what we believe. Again, absolutely fine.
I'm trying not to offend them, but I'm trying to offend them and to make them see the truth, because
Mm.
you wouldn't intentionally try and hurt your own children.
No.
If you've committed a sin, I'll say you've harmed another human, then you've got karma to pay for it, be it in this life or another life. But that's not God doing that. That's you asking for your own karma.
Mm.
So again, in spiritualist churches, I've upset a few of them because they don't like you breaking the rules. There's too many rules.
Mm.
It started in, was it 1870 or 1850? And it seems like they haven't progressed with the times because connection to spirit is changing. It's like I said on my last one, when you do Reiki on somebody, the proper way to do it, according to the rules, is you imagine all the symbols passing through and then you put your hands on. But if you sit there and say, thank you, Reiki, for healing this person, it flows straight away. So because we're all in an ascension, things are changing. You don't have to follow Yusui's original rules from hundreds of years ago. It's like your connection's there. You've got to do your own way to reach that connection.
I had this conversation with a lady not so long ago, and the thing that we were discussing was that actually it's all right. Like if you do Reiki, I do Reiki, and there's 10 people in the room, we'll all do it slightly different because actually what connection we get from source or spirit or what have you is different to each other.
Yeah.
So I might do it a little bit different. So if I showed somebody else how to do it, my touch that's a bit different would be on it. And then they would have a different touch. So it's never ever going to be the same as the first person that
Well,
showed anybody.
I got a message off one of the girls that comes to the group, and she said, "Do you know anybody?" This girl's a shaman. She's quite good. "Do you know anybody who could take me under the wing as an apprentice shaman?" And I'm thinking, there's no such thing. 200,000 years ago, when we all had tribes and there was a shaman for every area, did he have a certificate? Did she have a certificate?
Yeah.
And I said to her, I explained it to her that you don't need a certificate because if I show you what to do, I'm showing you what I do.
Yeah.
I'm teaching you what I do. All I can say is, this is how I do it. You change it for how you do it. If then you try that and it doesn't work, try a different way.
Mm.
One of my favourite sayings is there's a hard way, an easy way, and my way to do things, and my way is easier than the others. I always find the easiest way to do it, but it seems to work. It's almost like when you show me a method, I'll cut them 2 steps out and it'll be easier, but it'll work for me. So everything, there's 8 billion people on the planet, and there's 8 billion ways of connecting to spirit.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you can show people what you. I get given stuff to do in my class, and I'm giving it, and I show people what to do, and I fully know that only 2 out of the 7 of them will be doing it. But it's
Yeah.
for them. Next week I'll do something different, and that'll work for 2 or 3 of the other ones. But you can't. I have one girl who comes and she can't clear her mind to meditate. She sits there and she's like one eye open looking around, and when she shuts her eyes, nothing comes to her. But that happened to me for 5 years.
Yeah.
I used to have to ask the girl in the group, what did I get? Because I got nothing. But I stayed with it. And this girl took a step back because she's not getting anything. But we're trying to get her back in because she is getting things, but she's not recognizing them.
You don't recognize it.
It's all to do with spirit messages.
You see, I'm very, very spirit led me. So when I do my groups and stuff, like you said, I will tell everybody within my group, I will show you the way that I've learned it and the way that is my truth and it sits well with me.
Yeah.
If you go away from here and you go, do you know what? I took a little bit of that from what Stacey said, but actually, I find that I feel more drawn to doing it this way. Absolutely fine, because that's your truth. That's the way that spirit is showing you. So it's not about, well, it's my rule, my way, I'm telling you, and that's that. It's about, well, actually, I'm going to give you the tools I know, and you go off and do it how you feel comfortable, or you feel like it works for you.
It's like you said at the beginning, how do I work? I work at my frequency, and my frequency is a channel to God or spirit.
Yeah.
It's funny when you mention God, people think differently than if you say spirit. Spirit's a modern word, but God, it's different, isn't it? Anyway, so like I say, when I get something for the group, I've never tried it before, but I'm giving it to the group, and 1 or 2 or 3 will adapt it for them. And every time you go, each different person's getting it their way.
Yeah.
But you can say something to somebody, and they understand it different than you said it.
Yes.
So that's fine. I get sent questions. I can't relate to this. I said, well, is there another way you can do it? And she says, yeah, that's what, yeah. And I say, well, that's fine. Try that. And they come back and say, yeah, that works great. So I get a lot of dreams as well. People send me dreams.
Yes.
And people send me dreams for me. They say, I had one girl this morning. I had a vision for her this morning, and it's for you. And you've got to work it out and try and understand it. So I told her my dream. My dream was weird. I was sat with my ex. We were trying to go on holiday, and when I looked at her, all her head was translucent. It was like Terminator, but you could see right through her head.
Oh, interesting. And what did you take from that then?
I don't know. I've not got a clue. They haven't given it me yet. I'm going to put it in the group and see if somebody else can give it me. I usually give it a couple of days, and if nothing's come, I ask around, and then somebody will drop me a hint, and I'll go, that's what it is, and I'll get it myself.
Do you think it's about transparency?
Well, this girl was my narcissistic ex, and she is 67, so I don't know how that works. Maybe I've seen right through her. There you go. That could be it. Because I went to my grandson's party last Saturday, and I sat there on my own for 2 or 3 hours, and she was sat on the same table at the end of me, but she never spoke to me. So I think the penny's dropped, and she's not even trying to talk to me because I've seen through her. I think that. So there you go. We've just got the answer to that one. Thank you.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It was weird. It was a strange dream, but I don't usually remember my dreams.
So it's obviously a message, isn't it? When you don't remember a dream when you remember a dream like that, it's important.
Yeah. Or it's just confirmation as to where you are.
Yeah.
Where you were 25 years ago when you were still in that relationship.
Yeah. So do you know when you talk about a doorkeeper, we all have one? Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, how do you mean a doorkeeper? So how I would understand a doorkeeper would be when I do my spirit, when I do my mediumship readings and I'm doing a reading for somebody, I would ask my guide to go and get spirit family for the person I'm reading for. Now, I imagine it as that they're, well, not a gate as such, but I imagine it as a bit of a barrier. And my guide is like the bouncer, if you like, and he'll let through who it is at the time that I need for this person.
Yeah.
So do you see it as like we have somebody guarding that gate to let spirit through as we need? Is that how you see it, or door, whatever?
Your doorkeeper is protecting you and guarding you.
Yeah.
He's the key to the higher realms. So if
Okay.
you want to go to a higher realm, he's there and he can show you the way. I don't know if have you met your doorkeeper? I got no.
Not the way that you've just described it, no.
Do you want to try and meet him now? It'll take about 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right then. So close your eyes and do your own breathing exercises for 20 seconds to get yourself in the zone. It won't take you long because you're probably almost there. So I'm going to ask Spirit to come close to you. And I'm going to ask for it to come even closer. Now, your doorkeeper is stood about 7 or 8 yards behind you. They always stand behind you. Now, I'm going to ask your doorkeeper to step forward to come right behind you and put their hands on your shoulders. And either introduce themselves or just be there. You might get a name, you might just get an image, or you might just feel a presence. So your doorkeeper is now stood right behind you with their hands on your shoulders. It's a him. Now we'll ask him to step back. And we'll ask Spirit to step back. When you've come round, open your eyes. Or you can stay there forever if you want. I'll just talk myself.
Right. So,
what did you get?
So that was quite interesting, actually. Now, right. So, do you know we had
before you say anything? A lot of doorkeepers have character for what you want, for what you do. There's one girl who's trying all sorts, and she's very hyper, and her doorkeeper came across as a goalkeeper. They've got two faces. They've got one that's a working face, and one when they just want to come and chat to you.
Right. Okay.
So it could be male or female, and it could be anything. I've got one girl who's got a circus ringmaster.
Mm-hmm.
She's a guardian of the Akashic Records. Okay. We're introducing her to him anytime this week when she's ready. Mine's a North American Indian caveman, and in 20 years of doing this girl's never had a North American Indian caveman. They either have the Indians or the cavemen, so mine's both. There's all different things, so he will introduce himself to you in one of these two guises.
Right, now when you say it's a him, did you see mine?
No, I don't see anything. I got that. I was trying to keep it neutral, but the word him was trying to come out. He's going to put his hand, he's going to touch. So it must be a him.
Right. So
they were talking through me.
So when I shut my eyes, then it's right interesting because since we had the Dragon Lady on the podcast, I've been very much intrigued by the dragons, and they've been coming into my dreams and my meditations and my healings.
Yeah.
Now, straight away, then I got a dragon that had like red eyes, but it were more fire red eyes. So they were darker, but they were doing a circle in front and then behind.
Was it the usually human form?
Oh, I don't know then. Unless that's a guide I've got then. But I didn't get a human. I didn't get any human. But maybe that's something I need to work on.
Maybe the guide showing you was it a red dragon?
No. with a dark one, but it were more in flames.
But that's where the red comes from. Your doorkeeper's showing you that. So what's going to happen when you do meditation later and you ask for your doorkeeper? It's probably going to be something like a dragon master, something like Merlin, or
Right, okay.
something to do with the dragons. There's a lot of I'm tingling all over now. There's a lot of beings associated with dragons and not controlling them, being with them.
Yeah.
And it'd be something to do with one of them who's showing you the dragon because they don't want to, probably don't want you to say anything about them on the podcast. You'll get him later.
Okay, fair enough. We'll work with that then. That's good.
Yeah. Now this girl who's in my class, Nix, she does readings, and she if you want a reading,
Yeah.
he'll write you 2.5, 3 pages on who your doorkeeper is and what he's here for. And
Let's do it.
she'll also give you one of your past lives and tell you you're in a past life. And on that note, I was a guy called Dave Wiseman, and I worked for NASA in America. And I was born in something like 1908, and I died in 1964. But I was born in this life in 1958. So I've been alive on this planet in more than one place, and other people are alive on this planet in more than one place. That's all I've got. They've sort of said, you can have that, you shut the door, and I've not got anything more on that. Something's going to come on that at a later date. So you'll find something else about one of your lives, and you'll find out all you need to know about your doorkeeper and why he's here and how you work with him. Because a lot of them, they come and stand behind you. Mine overshadows me. It comes in, and I've got like an African shield shape energy in my back, and I can feel him inside me. But a lot of them will just stand behind you, and they'll work with you stuff behind you. You know, in mediumship, you get your gran and your granddad here.
Yeah.
This guy stands right behind you, but when mine comes in, I don't know why. It's just I've always been different, I suppose.
So what's next for you then? What's next on the agenda, or what you're planning? What's going on?
Well, if you'd have been listening, I don't do any planning because it just.
I know you don't do planning, but you must have something where you want to go, some aspirations.
Well, I found out that I'm some kind of acolyte, and there's 2 other acolytes like me, and we're some kind of team, and we've got to make contact in this life. I'm living 3 cycles of lives, one in Mongolia, one in India, and one in the Western world, which is me now. We're all 3 of us doing these 3 life cycles. The girl who's in Mongolia is on her 3rd life cycle, and this is the last one. I've done the Mongolian one, and I'm on the Western one. And the Indian guy, I think he's done 2, but I don't know which 2. Now we've got to come online, as they say. We've got to try and contact each other. So the Mongolian girl lives in Kazakhstan, and I live in the Western world, and we've made contact. This girl, Nick, she's activated telepathy in me. And I've had a conversation with this girl, but it's almost like, you know, when spirit talks to you and they give you words, and then you get another word, and you might get a sentence, and you think, no, I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
And then you get used to the fact that you're not talking to yourself, you're talking to spirit, and then you can have the conversation and get the messages and learn the lessons. I've just started talking to this girl in Kazakhstan, and I'm back at square one with the spirit messages, getting the odd word in my head and the odd sentence, and I'm finding it difficult to believe. Now the Indian lad, I'm what's called a spark. I connected to my higher self about 2 weeks ago for the first time, and I've got to use my higher self, and this girl's using her higher self, and we've connected. Now the Indian guy's going to connect with us anytime in the next 3 years. So when he connects with us, we've all got things to do. We've got things to do together. And I've only got a tiny clue as to what they are now. So my caveman guy, he's been giving me cave paintings.
Mm.
Wants to help me to help decipher cave paintings. He knows what they mean, and I'm getting them, and he's trying to tell me what they mean. And the purpose of what I've got to do, I've got to find something on the planet that's currently underwater that's going to be used in the future for mankind. But we can't find it until all three of us come online and we all contact each other and we find out what we've each been doing. So I haven't done that yet. I've only started doing the drawings. I don't know. I've got an idea what I've got to do, but I'm not out there trying to do it. I'm just waiting to see what I get. So what I think is coming to me in the future is something to do with my destiny as this acolyte, trying to do what Spirit want me to do. And I'm sure what they've told me they want me to do isn't what they want me to do, because that's in the future. And that May the 21st video, they tell you that there are things coming to you that you can't comprehend.
Yeah.
What gifts have I got? What gifts am I going to get? You can't comprehend them. And by trying to comprehend them, you're wasting energy on worrying and overthinking. You just got to sit back and say, you know what? In 6 months' time, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in a totally different place. And accept it and embrace it. Don't be a medium for 40 years. Try something else. I went to a trance group and about 3 years ago, and the girl had been CSNU for 30 years doing trance. And she's telling you what she does and how she does it. And all I'm getting in my head is, no, that's out of date, outdated, outdated. And this girl's telling you something for an hour and a half as to what to do. And her husband sat there with his hands out, anchoring her. So she says to us, I was down in Stoke once doing this session, and a guy opened the door, and it shook me. And I went off wherever she goes off. She was locked basically. So me, being me, puts my hand up. Can I ask you a naive question? Wasn't your husband anchoring you? She got all flustered and she moved on. So the practices that she's done for 35 years are out of date. You don't need to sit in a cabinet with a red light to transfigure. I went to this girl's group, out last week, and she got a mirror out, and I put my torch phone under my head, and my face changed. And I'm thinking, wow, where's the cabinet? Where's the red light? You don't need it. So things are moving on. It's that what we've got to embrace. And
Definitely. Change.
Listening to spirit messages.
Yeah. Definitely.
I can see you're bored of me now because you're looking at the clock.
I'm not a bit bored of you, Jan. I could sit and listen to you for hours. Not even a little bit bored.
I know.
But how interesting. So do you think then that, so from what you're saying, and I sort of feel like this, people get too fixed on, like, it should be this, it should be that, that's the rule, we're not moving from it. People are too rigid with it. How do you learn more if you don't ever explore more? Is that what you're saying, Jan?
You've got to be, yeah. I went to an MBS for years ago in Warrington, and we were in this, like a cricket hut, and there were about 11 of us, I think there were. And there were only 2 people came through the door all day. So I'm knocking, I'm going around chatting to people. This is back in the day when I used to clear a lot of dark energy. And I'd go around and, would you like a dark energy check? If you've got any, I'll clear it for you for free. Because I was sat there for 8 hours bored. And I'm going round, 10 of them, and one of them looked at me. I do Reiki. I've not got any dark energy.
Oh no!
But she had some. So thank you very much, and walked away. So you've got to be open. You've got to be open to be shoved outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't ready for that yet. I think there's a bit of ego coming through. People look at me, I'm CSNU. It's a C? What's the difference between that and I'm OSNU? I don't know. They like to be it's that age-old joke, isn't it? I've done that much work on my ego, I'm better than you now.
Yeah.
So people they're in the comfort zone, they're earning a bit of money. I got Reiki Master. I spent a lot of money, 500 quid on a website to do sports Reiki, business Reiki, and personal Reiki. I had 3 customers in 2 years.
Right.
So I went to a spiritual guidance girl, and she says, that's not your destiny. Your destiny is something else. So I went, what do you know? And I walked away. But she were right, because that was to get me to the next point.
Yeah.
You learn something, but you don't get fixated on it and think, right, I'm going to be earning this. I've got an earner now. I'm going to be earning money for the next 30 years doing Reiki. You
So
can,
we've got to evolve, haven't we?
yeah.
Always got to evolve.
But a lot of people are doing it for an earner.
Yeah, it's a monetary value, isn't it? Yeah.
I know one girl who's learning tarot. She wants to do it to earn money,
Yeah.
but it's not coming to her because
It's not in alignment.
it's not her destiny. If she tried a crystal ball, if she tried something else, she'd take to it like a duck to water.
Mm.
Because I want to learn tarot, it's not
Yeah.
happening. So it's about trying it, accepting it. If it keeps coming back to you, 5 years after I got that website, I was on another website and I saw Reiki Grandmaster. So I thought, what's that? And Reiki Master's up to level 4. Reiki Grandmaster's level 22. So I took Reiki Grandmaster. Got the great harmony, the great peace, connection to spirit. There's all these levels. So I took that, but I haven't done any Reiki for 5 years. And
Right.
I got led back to it. And now I'm getting led back to a medium group.
Yeah.
They want me to widen my channel. You are energy from spirit that comes in your heart space.
Yeah.
So this is you in your heart space in the 3D. Spirit is in your head in the 5D in your third eye. And there's a channel between your heart space and your third eye up through your chakras that's called your anti-Karana bridge. It's your rainbow bridge.
Yeah.
Now that channel, there's a flow of energy between spirit and you. If you want to increase that flow and get a better connection, you've got to hydrate, you've got to protect your own energy, which is the aura protection, what I do at the MBS first. And you can ask for this rainbow, it's your rainbow bridge. So when your dog dies, it comes from the 3D to the 5D. It goes over the rainbow bridge. So you can ask for it to widen your rainbow bridge when you go to bed. And it'll increase the flow of energy from the 3D to the 5D. And everything you do, if you do media, I'm going to go and do mediumship. That's increasing my flow of energy. That's a different,
Yeah.
that's like widening it. You say, thank you for widening my anti-Karana bridge. It's pulling it at different frequencies, so it's allowing different frequencies to come through. I've not done mediumship for 5 years. I've not done emotion code and body code for 5 years. I've not done Reiki for 5 years. I'm getting pulled back to do things. They want me to do an attunement at my group, a Reiki attunement at my group. Never done a Reiki attunement on anybody. But I know
Have you not?
I'm going to be able to do it. But it's not going to be like they want me to, like I got taught to do it. So imagine draw the symbols on your head and draw something down your back. That's not. I know it's not going to be like I got taught to do it because that was 12, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But everything's morphing, and every little thing you do, even if you're looking at a feather on the floor, you're accepting a frequency from spirit to connect with spirit. You keep seeing 1111. You're accepting that's the frequency, and every little thing you do is helping you out. But it's all about connecting in different ways. Again, what you said, connect to spirit in the way you connect.
Absolutely.
So back to my story. This girl who said, "Can you, do you have a shaman you know who'll take me on as an apprentice?" I said, I explained the story about that's what they do. You do it a different way. And I said, is it that you need a certificate to feel that you're a shaman? Because there were none back in the day. So when she came to group, I wrote a certificate out. And I wrote, I'm a shaman. That's me. I've just taught you how to be a shaman. There's your certificate. And I gave her a certificate with pictures on it. And we had a good laugh about it. And she understood that you don't need a certificate. And when one girl wanted a star naming after her. So I wrote another certificate out, named a star after it a week after. You don't need to pay somebody hundreds and hundreds of pounds to learn something that's their way. It's not your way.
Mm.
You can, you just got to connect to earth and be quiet and sit still, and it'll come to you.
I get what you're saying. I get you.
You can get guidance on it,
Yeah.
but there's no fixed way to do it. And they
I
won't.
just think as long as it comes from the right place. So, like you said, that woman that's just learning tarot to make money, that's not for me. But you know, as long as it comes from the right place, it's coming from the right energy, and it's coming from spirit. As long as spirit are showing you, and as long as you're doing it for the right intention, I feel like that's absolutely fine. I'm happy with that. Do you know what I mean? I'd work with anybody like that way.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's when, like you said, people some, not all people, but some people like to put themselves on a pedestal. Like, well, like you said, well, I actually went to this place to learn, or I went
Yeah,
here to learn, and
yeah.
I've spent over £1,000. It don't make you good at something because you've spent £1,000.
Well, that's the story of early Reiki.
Mm,
When Susui came off the mountain, he was healing the poor, and then they were taking advantage of him. So he
yeah.
walked away, and then he went. It went to America, and one girl couldn't give it away, so she decided one day she was going to charge £10,000 to attune somebody, and everybody wanted it. And now
Right.
everybody would need. You need to see your lineage and be attuned. My lineage is like spirit, my ancestors, and me. They don't
Mm,
matter. Spirit and me, who came between me doesn't matter. I've got about 10 on my lineage, but I've not looked at it since the day I got it.
how interesting. So if somebody wanted to find you, Jan, if somebody says, you know what, that Jan sounds right up my bloody street, where do I find him? Where do they find you?
At your MBS fair.
Yes, yes,
Or
you will.
I've got a page on Facebook called Psychic Development with Jann, and it's JANN.
Double N. I always put you down as a woman.
Well, I've changed my name to the one on the screen. It used to be one N, and I've changed it by default because my other name had no flow. It was flow away from me, and my worldly challenges and spiritual challenges were all bloody hard. So I've
Right.
changed my name to get flow back to me. And since I've changed my name about 6 months ago, things have really taken off.
Perfect.
It's called a soul plan.
Yes.
I have a soul plan done, and this name is what they call an overarching name. It's not a proper name, but it's a name that's changing the flow of energy around me.
Like it.
So it's psychic development with Jann, or they can ask you and you can give them a number.
Fabulous. We can do that. You won't put your number on here, but they can ask you
Or
for it.
I'm at Bingley MBS Fair on the 30th and 31st.
Okay,
And I'm
perfect.
at Ilkley MBS on the 6th and 7th.
Brilliant. Oh, it's been lovely to speak to you today, Jan. It's always full of like different things. I love it.
Well, that girl I'm on about who can see doorkeepers, Nix, she said, I said, do you want to sit next to me when we do it? She said, no, no, but you can prime her and I might get on next time. So she's interested
Ah,
in coming on. And she's very, very, very talented.
let's have her. Let's have a chat with her.
Yeah, I'll pass the number on.
Perfect. Thank you, Jan.
She's been asking today how she can see how she can listen to this.
Oh, I'll send you details.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Speak soon.
Thank you. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.
Mm.